It's the 2 Minute Hats podcast. Let's talk about it. Every morning at 8:30 a.m. and also on Wednesday it's the midweek service at 6:30 p.m. You can also join our Facebook group on Facebook. It's the podcast with the most. We got Tony Mays and Lavelle Salter. It's the 2 Minute Hats podcast. Let's talk about it.
Welcome to another edition, man, of 2 Men in Hats, man. The host with the most, Lavelle Salter, Tony Mays. Man, we are excited about today. We got another doozy for you. This might kind of shake the tree a little bit, Lavelle.
I'm on the edge, so whatever you throw
You
in, I'm
here
ready. I love it like this, so it is what it is. I love the spontaneous.
And this may shake the tree a little bit I think mainly because I think men may feel a little different about this than women.
Okay.
So first of all, shout out to all of the our Facebook listeners, man, and viewers, man. We appreciate y'all tuning in daily, man, with us. We thank you guys. We don't take it for granted, how you guys are there for us and support us. We don't take it for granted. So, and then I want to give another shout out too, because I was at the Vineyard Saturday night, and I ran across a young man that came to me and said, "Man, I watch y'all show. I'm loving it. I love what y'all do, bro. Keep doing what y'all doing." And I said, "What's your name, man? I'm gonna shout you out, Mr. Stephen Shorty." Stephen Shorty, man.
I don't even know who he is.
Man, I don't either, but he said he watches our show, man. He loves what we're doing. Shout out to Mr. Stephen Shorty, man, for tuning in, man. We appreciate it, man. Like a lot of what we're doing, man, I think for the most part, a lot of people are on and kind of just, being spectators, so to speak, So we appreciate it. So let's jump on into this topic, man. So, you ready, Lavelle?
Man, I'm on board. Let's go. Let's talk about it.
All right. If a man or woman that you're dating or married to tells you that they are gay,
oh Lord,
and so y'all separate and y'all go on about your business, would you take them back if they came back later and said they have changed back?
woozy. May the Lord watch between me and thee.
Would you take them back if they came back later and said, "I'm no longer gay. I'm straight again"? Like, would you take them back?
Well, ironically, the singer Tank made a comment either on one of his podcasts on R&B Money, and he made the statement that it's okay for men to how did he word it? I don't want to say, he didn't say experience. He used some kind of word to explore or something like that. He said, with men. I'm like, what?
Wow.
So,
wow.
I don't know.
Okay, so reason I said this is probably different men, not in that terms, but in the terms of some men, if a woman came to you and said, that I'm gay or bi or whatever, they probably would welcome the opportunity of her bringing another woman into the picture. You know what I'm saying? Some men would, they be like, "Man, you that's good with me. Just bring her on to the party with her, But for me,
ironically, big bro, not to cut you off, I actually have a very close friend, like a brother to me, who actually experienced this here recently. Wow. And she's back at home. And she's back at home. Of course, I won't say no names because they family to me. But yes, I actually experienced it, and it's a whole story behind it.
So I don't, you know, I think you do have some men that would, like you said, would probably welcome that. They'd be like, hey, just bring it to the party, you know. But somebody who's not particularly fond of that lifestyle or not supportive of that lifestyle or whatever, you know, would probably, a man would probably that you know, would probably say, no, okay, go on. It's, you know, go on, do your thing, you know. So yeah, Phyllis, you know, in a lot of cases, I could probably say that, you know, that, you know, you never say what you never do. But because for one, I'm gonna tell you, for a man, his ego will be bruised and crushed to the point where, so I'm married to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just say I'm married. Okay, I'm just gonna use I'm married to Monica, and Monica one day come in and tell me, I want us to break up because I'm gay. Because I'm at that point, I'm gonna feel like reduced as a man. I'm gonna feel reduced to the point that, damn, I couldn't do enough to keep up, you know, that she had to go with a woman. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know if I could take her back in that sense. Because I'm like, no, you made me feel this big, so I'm gonna take you back. No. So I don't think I would. So that'd be one of them cases I don't think I would. But you know, to
Well,
each his own.
you can't never say, you know, especially if you've been together for a while and that experience happens, because it's easier said than done, like Phyllis said, because especially if y'all don't build a family, y'all don't have children together, and you know, it's gonna crush you, it's gonna hurt, but you love that person.
Yeah, bro, but I like the pain.
Like you said, you can't never say what you're gonna do until you get in those shoes.
Bro, I the pain, bro. I'm gonna say I can't speak for nobody else, but for me, that pain, bro, and then having to look at her every time and knowing, nah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't. Now I ain't saying nobody else, but I'm saying me, I couldn't, cause that pain every time I would look at her, or you know, it's almost like when a woman said man cheat, and she said every time he walk out the house, now she got a one in the back of her mind, is he going to do the same thing again?
Mm-hmm.
Craig, that's exactly, and it ain't even just minimizing the ego, man. It's that's a different kind of hurt, man. When you love somebody, they come and rip that, man, that rip your heart out, bro. That's a different kind of hurt, man. And that takes you longer to heal from, probably, than maybe just having your ego bruised, you know, or pride, you know, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know. It's already dealing with a woman. When you mention a plus one, now I'm a woman. Nah. She might not even bring the plus one to the table, Craig. She might just say, nah, I'm just going out here. I don't want men no more. She might not say she bi. She said, I'm gay. I'm just moving on from you.
Yeah, and the situation with, as far as the women part of it, it's so, because, man, and I ain't saying men ain't no different, but what I am saying is with the woman, with the way these, I don't want to say no words so we won't get blocked or anything, but they are so much, because they women understand women, they so subtle and sneaky with how they approach and what they do and they attack, as far as how they sneak in and you know what I'm saying. And if you're not strong enough, that woman ain't up on game, it ain't necessarily that you just, you know, you wanted to do that thing. But if you let your guard down and you ain't strong enough, doc, please be in mind. I've heard some women say, she almost got me. And some folks probably won't admit it. They probably been through that and just ain't said
well, I was watching an interview with what's the dude name, the gay guy that does the reporting, the light skinned dude. I can't think of his name, but he do like he always, to me, it's almost like he almost like got a TMZ type of Hollywood access or something. The Hollywood something.
The dude with the curly hair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
Well, he was on Cam Newton. Cam Newton was interviewing him.
I gotta go watch it today.
Yeah. Well, I just saw a snippet of it, and he was
Yeah.
talking about he actually Mick Kim's like, well, how do you when you're a gay man, like how do you enter into a straight how you talk to a straight guy and try to convince him to, whatever. He said he looked at Cam dead in his face. He said, man, a lot of your homeboys is probably gay.
Yep.
And I'm like, what?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yeah, a lot of your homeboys is probably gay.
Yeah, because man, no, I know back in the day, bro. Especially with this new stuff, with the Diddy stuff coming forth and all that stuff. A lot of these guys, even some of these so-called rappers and all this stuff supposed to be hard and all this stuff. A lot of them guys, man, what I'm saying, they exploring doing all kind of crap.
Bro, I was watching a video yesterday. I started to put it in the group, man, but I didn't. But it was a girl, Tanisa something. She talked about her experience when she had met this prince, this Arabian prince. And she met him. He was living out in California, and she met him. And then I guess he had a mansion out in Miami somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And she said that they was at the mansion. She said she was with him a couple of weeks, and he was telling her, because she could sing, he was telling her, he was gonna introduce her, change her life. She never told him who she was gonna introduce him to, or none of that, right? But she just said it's gonna change your life, blah 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 blah. And so she's like, okay, I've been here 2 weeks, and I only supposed to be here for 2 weeks. And he was like, then he started talking about taking her to Cuba. She was like, Cuba? I mean, well, how did we get on Cuba? I was supposed to be 2 weeks. You told me you're gonna introduce me, So she said she just started kind of feeling a little weird about the whole thing. So one day he came up, he said, today is the day. He said, after we leave the club tonight, I'm gonna introduce you to the person. And so she got all excited. He finally said, she said, who is the person? He said, it's P. Diddy. She said, oh man, I'm gonna get to. She said, so I'm gonna get to sing for him. Then he said, well, now he's just throwing a live party like this.
Mm-hmm.
So she was like, oh, okay, cool. I still get to meet him, blah blah blah. So she said, well, the club's in at 4:00, So she said after 4, they were sitting around. She said it was her and a bunch of other girls. Said she was the only black girl. The rest of the girls like Puerto Rican, different other nationalities, whatever. And she said they was in this big Uber van, almost kind of like a Sprinter van or whatever. So they pulled up at this mansion, this big spot. They pulled up, they see all these cars and stuff out here. They get out. And then she said they walk up to the get up and go to the security. First of all, she said security frisks them down. Hey, Janice, frisked them down and took their cell phones. She said they had to put all their cell phones in a bubble, and it's like this bubble box. And they went on in, and then, but she said to get in the house, she just thought like you just freely walk in the house or whatever. But to get in the house, they had a different kind of party going on in the house. And you had to be literally picked to go in the house. But she said, like, around the pool area, outside, around the pool area, out there, she said it was people already naked. Like she said, walking around naked. And she said it was all types of celebrities there. She said they was walking around naked, people drinking, drugs. And she said, I'm not really a drinker. So I'm sitting here just kind of watching the whole thing, And she said, I'm with, one of her friends that she had kind of befriended, this little Puerto Rican girl. She said they was just walking around, and she said, then she said, one of Diddy's son walk. She said, I ain't gonna say which one. She said, because I don't want to say these names and stuff. I don't want to put myself out there like that. She said, but one of his sons walked up to her and said, yeah, you here, take these and put these on, and you go in the house. And she said it was like some white slippers. And she was like, who, my girlfriend? She said, no. He said, no, you. Then she said, well, what about my girlfriend? She's like, no, not her, you. And he was like, oh. So she said, I'm the type of girl, I ain't finna go inside or do a different part in my homegirl outside. So she said, I just stayed out there walking with the slippers. She said, I had them tucked under my arm, just walking around. And she said, by that time, she said, Diddy spotted her because she said he was out walking around. She said he was acting real crazy. How he the king? I'm the king of the world. Saying all this stuff, And then she said he seen her, and he walked over. He said, "Why you ain't in the party?" Because he saw the slip. Why you ain't in the party? She was like, "Well, I was." He was like, "Yeah, you got to get in the party. Get in the party." He said, "Yeah, you the one. Hasim or whatever the prince name told me about, And so she said she was sitting out there like looking at Diddy, and they were kind of just talking. So she said, really, she's just trying to get the opportunity to sing for him. But she said at that time, Diddy was dating a certain person. She said, I don't say her name. She said, but y'all know who she is. She walked up to Diddy because I guess he was talking to her too long and started massaging him on his shoulder. Just kind of massage while he was talking to her. She said, Diddy turned around and pushed the girl, man. I'm gonna push her down. And she said at that point, she like, oh, wait a minute, I don't want to be in the midst of no mess, So she said, then he turned around and said, look, you got to go in the party, you got to go in the party. And she was like, so he walked out. So she told her homegirl, she said, look, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna come back up, I'm gonna go in here and see what's up. Cause everybody trying to get me to go in this party. She said, then when she went in the party, she said she walked in, she seen a couple of like Instagram models. And I know her, yeah, okay, oh, well, she in here cool, But then she looked around. She's like, in this corner, they doing some crazy stuff over here in this corner. Then she look over here. She said, they having sex over here in this corner. So she look over here, they doing some freaking stuff. She's like, what in the hell? And she said, it's all kinds of celebrities, Instagram models. Then she said, what really got her, she said, a well-known rapper walked up to her. That's why when you mentioned rapper, she said, a well-known rapper walked up to her. She said, he was caressing all on. She said, wait a minute now, And she said, he was saying, yeah, just talking crazy. She said, y'all, I know what the devil looked like. And this dude looked just like the devil. She said, because she's a spiritual person. And so she said, at that point, she said she kind of was pushed him off a little bit. And so he left. And she said she looked over and saw these little people. So I'm thinking she's talking about midgets. She said, I see these little people over here. They got this little thing going on. And then she said, they got lipstick on and stuff. And I was like, well, little people, they can have lipstick, Though she talking about kids, baby. They had kids in the party. Like girls, little kids.
Wow, bro.
And she said, at that point,
she had to go.
She said, I walked back out the door and went outside and grabbed my homegirl. She said, girl, there's some crazy shit going on up in there. She said, it's crazy. But she said that's why she said he had a photo like outside. He had this photo booth, these photo booth things where you can take pictures with your, whoever you came with or whatever. But you weren't taking no cell phones and all that up in there. No. And then she said, now I see why they don't allow no cell phones up in there. Cause she said everybody up in there and it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, Hollywood is infamous for actors and actresses that you would think, hey, they straight and they married and all this stuff. No, dog. They doing
the devilish activities. Yeah, but so I just said all that to say, bro, like it's it's probably a lot of people out here, man, that's walking that line that we don't necessarily know about. So, and I have no knock on the LGBTQIA plus community. I don't. It's not me. It's not a lifestyle that I prefer. I don't necessarily support it, but I don't judge it either. I'm not the person to judge. Now, like I said, I have family members that's gay, and I love them. They my family. I don't necessarily support what they do or, have to support what they do, but I love them. They're my family. So, but I'm not, what I'm saying? I'm not going to jeopardize my morals and values for it. That's all I'm saying.
Right. We missed some comments. Trying to go back up here. What do you say? Okay, you're right. Read that. Craig said, Bill, I feel you, but once you minimize a man's ego and pride, it's over with. He said, exactly. Just went through something like this. What was you talking about, Sandra? I would like for you to expound. Craig said, I say pride because we naturally take pride in being compassionate to our mates. Okay. They say we provide on all aspects. Then you got to mention that most people that's in their lifestyle, when you actually have a conversation with them, they're actually lost. Okay. Janice, you spoke to Janice. Hey, Janice. Craig was laughing and he said devilish activities. Okay. So this say for what you can say?
No, go ahead.
So say for instance, a male and or a female has been molested, if you will, and they
arrested.
Molested.
Oh, molested. Okay.
Sexually molested.
Okay.
And they share that opportunity with you way down the years down the line, would you look at it the same way?
Nah, because they were taking advantage of, they were molested.
Okay, I just asked the question because somebody,
Yeah. No, they were, that's different in terms of that, because I feel like that person was taken advantage of and
Mhm.
molested. That wasn't, they didn't enter into that kind of lifestyle on their own because they wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Somebody drew them in there from, molested. And then now I have seen cases like that where people were molested and then later on they take up their lifestyle
Mhm. Mhm.
because they feel like they can't recover. And if you ever listen to one of them story, they felt like they couldn't recover from what they've been through.
Mhm.
It's the same thing, like, and I think that happens in jail sometimes when you have a weaker vessel or a lesser guy or a guy that's overpowered or overcome by other inmates and he's molested or raped, then he feels like, man, I can't. The movie Life,
Yeah.
where he said, how am I supposed to go home to my mom and them like this?
He ran out
So
there, crossed the
yeah,
line, and
the
got
gun
killed.
line. He went across
Yeah.
that gun line. And
Wow.
so you have people that feel like that. They feel like there's no return. This has happened to me and there is no return from that. I might well just engulf myself and embrace what has been done to me.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I don't necessarily think that, but when a person willingly chooses their lifestyle and willing to say, this is what I want, or this is how I was made, then,
Yeah. I used
I don't
to
even
have
respond to it. I don't respond to when people say this is how I was made, because again, I'm not the judge, and they got to answer. I got to answer for whatever I do. They got to answer for themselves. So I don't jump, out there, and I don't judge people that way.
right. That's what I
I
was gonna
just
say.
say that it's not for me.
Right. Because I used to have a real big problem with it back in the years, Doc. I mean, I literally used to have a problem with it. Uh, and then because a
So
lot of it,
why did you have a problem with it?
I just felt like it was wrong, and especially because I was being in church and Christianity or
Right,
whatever, but nobody never really explained. I was just going off what other people were saying and their
got
views
you.
and their thought process, and I didn't have my own train of thought as to
Right,
how to accept those individuals being where they are, and
right.
and that happened in church. And so when I lost my mom 30 years ago, I went to a concert, and one of the ministers, I'm not going to say no names because he's very close to a situation and I don't want to bring up those individuals. But anyway, he made a statement to me because it had just happened. We had went to the concert, whatever. So I walked out the church and he called me back in and he ministered to me. And what he said, I needed to hear that at that particular point. And I could have turned it off because of my views and thoughts of what I felt about that situation.
Or what you was told about that situation.
Right. And but I had to accept what he said. And so from that time then and moving forward, I just had a different thought process and I just respect them for what they are. Like you say, do I agree with it? Most definitely not. But at the same time, I mean, because my thought process has always been, what in the hell do you have to do with anything what anybody does in their bedroom? If that's what your
Right,
choice is, that ain't my business. I like soft legs. Like I love women. That's just what I'm saying.
right,
If that's what you want to do, that's you. That I ain't got no. That's your decision. That's my
right.
whole thing. Why people, when they be so demeaning and mean towards those individuals, I don't like that because you got to understand they still human beings and you got to treat them correctly. You got some folks that just literally despise them and
Right.
talk down and demean them. You can't do that, bro. You out of order.
Yeah. Craig said my only issue is that how it manipulates the minds of kids. Other than that, live in your truth.
Yeah.
I do have a problem with this. Somebody posted a picture of Madonna when she adopted the little black boy, African boy, and then they showed a picture then, and then they showed a picture now where the boy is walking around with a dress, purse, lipstick, but this is a commonality when a lot of white rich stars adopt black kids, they allow them to put on dresses and all that as kids. They play dress up and all that stuff. And then next they walking around here thinking they a woman, And so I have a problem with you manipulating kids or trying to change kids, who they are. I'm like Craig, you can live in your truth. I'm all about you living your truth. But same token, we shouldn't, that's why people were mad at Boosie, right? You can't get mad at Boosie because Boosie said, I love my daughter, but my daughter lifestyle, she can't bring that to my house. She can come to my house, but she can't bring her girlfriend to my house.
I totally respected that, bro. I mean, I
totally respect it. They mad at Boosie, but I'm like, man, that's that man's house. And it was actually when I looked at all the comments, because somebody had he was sharing the video, the clip of him interviewing. I think he was interviewing with Vlad or somebody, and he said that. And he said, I love my daughter. Me and my daughter got a good relationship, in terms of us. He said she just can't bring her mate to my house because I don't want it influencing my other her sip that look up to her.
Correct.
And it was, and so everybody, of course, there was a couple of gay people on there just, you gotta let, and then who is he? And then it was 2 or 3 gay people, and they said, look, that's that man's house. They said, my mama is the same way. My mama loves me, treat me with my mama, but my mama, it has a strong Christian background. So my mama said, no, you just can't bring that to my house. I love you. You can come, but you can't bring that situation to my house. And and she said, I respect it. I respect it because I love my mama and I respect my mama and I respect. And I even saw a video of little Boosie's daughter crying. She on a video crying, talking about this. But that man never once said that she couldn't come to the house, that he didn't love her, none of that. He said, you can't bring your mate to my house. That mate is not welcome to my house because I don't want that around my smaller children, influencing them.
Right. And the thing about it is, I mean, he may get there at one point, but you got to respect people for where they at.
Yeah.
I mean, he ain't
gonna get there because Boosie spoke out about Dwayne Wade. Wade situation.
But what I'm saying,
he has strong values as it relates to that, because he even mentioned it in the video that his dad didn't allow it, his granddad didn't allow it, his great, and he ain't gonna allow it.
Right.
So
what I'm saying is that you got some people wouldn't even accept their daughter anymore. So for him to accept his daughter,
that's crazy.
Right. So he still accept his daughter, that mean that he's doing that. But you got some people, they, now I ain't with it, period. If you like, of course, again, I ain't saying no names. I don't never say no names. I had an opportunity where somebody, had an opportunity where they cheered and did something, and they literally tried to like beat them out of it. No, you need to sit down and have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously something occurred to where you missed out. So you can't punish that child to the point to where, you know what I'm saying, because you don't understand it or you don't like it because it's gonna make your family look some kind of way. No, you can't do that, man. That's your child.
We went through the same thing with my nephew, 2 of my nephews, and one of them grandmama didn't like it, one of them daddy didn't like it. But in the end, like my thing was, you ain't got to, like, if you don't want it in your house, cool. But you can't. I'm not gonna ever, man, like stop loving my kids or my nephews and nieces because they got a difference. No, man, that's a life they have to give an account for that, man. And that's what people don't realize. They like, you ain't gonna stand before the judgment hall. They got to stand before the judge. You know what I'm saying? You got to stand for your own shit. It's some shit you do that's probably worse than being gay.
Yep. Absolutely.
Everybody got to stand for themselves, man. That's why I'm like, I can't die and go to hell for Lavelle. If I go to hell, it's gonna be for what Tony did.
Right. Exactly.
I can't go to heaven off Lavelle's merits. I got to get in on my own.
Right. Now, one of the things that I totally disrespect, that I really despise, is that a man who's going around acting as if he is straight and with a woman and is married or whatever the case may be, and he living it down low life. Now that
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really like
I'm,
this.
I'm I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that one because I feel like at that point, you as Craig said, you're not living your truth, but you
Right.
but you putting this woman that you so called love, you putting her at risk because you out here sleeping with this man,
Mm-hmm.
and then they don't tell him what's going down, and then you come home sleeping with this woman,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not fair to her, bro. Like,
Yeah.
just
It's
go
not fair.
on.
It's not
But
fair
that's
to the
why.
individual that you're doing the download with. It's not fair to neither one of them.
But that's why But the person that you don't download will probably know.
Yeah, more than likely, yeah.
Yeah, they
Absolutely.
probably know. So this is how I came up with that. I was actually looking and I saw um somebody asked a question. Would you accept your mate back if they told they was gay? And they asked a question. I said, man, that's a good question because there's some people out here, like you just said, living a lie. They
Mm-hmm.
married, but doing this on the side. But if they came out and actually told their wife, boom, and then they realized later, man, this is not right. This ain't, and I want to, would their wife take them back or would their girlfriend take them back? That's how I came up with it. So
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, again, I can only speak for myself.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a hurtful no for me.
So let me
Like,
ask you this. So why is it so much different with the ego and the hurt from coming from a woman with another woman versus her cheating with a man? What's the difference?
man, for me, it's I don't know, man. Like, I mean, all of it is crazy to me. But
Right, wrong is wrong.
okay. So let me say this.
Okay.
When I see two soft feminine women together, or I see two men that's embracing, they got their beards, they mustache, they still walking around men, they just gay.
Mm-hmm.
I can respect that because you ain't trying to change neither party. Y'all both men that's attracted to men.
You don't like that flamboyant.
Or if there's two women where you got the woman, she liking the woman that dressing like a boy. You really like a dude.
Right.
That does not make sense to me. I guess what I'm saying is I've never understood that. I'm like, now, if I see two feminine women together, whatever, to me, not that I'm with it, but I guess it's more acceptable in terms of when you think about what it is. It's more acceptable. I'm like, well, at least she attracted to a feminine. They two feminine women that walking, they ain't trying to,
Right.
as opposed to a woman that's walking with she trying to walk like a dude, and she got her hair turned backwards and got her pants sagging. I'm like, you just wanted a dude.
Yeah.
They go put the strap on. You my way, how you a dude? So anyway.
But honestly, bro, like, again, I won't say no names. I got a real good friend, and she's married to a woman. And it was so odd. She tried to actually dress like a woman for Halloween one time. And she looked totally out of place. Like, it's kind of odd. You see some of these women till they manly features are so strong to, like, you like looking at yourself like, yeah, you probably already knew you were gonna be that way.
You're crazy. Hey, let me get some comments. Wait a minute, dog.
I'm serious, dog.
Judah said happy Tuesday. Craig said society isn't letting kids literally grow into their natural selves. Exactly. Boosie wasn't wrong. Tiffany Miller said no. Tiny Russia said amen. Tiny Russia said you're telling the truth. Craig said straddling the fence. Monica said no. Patrice said I don't think I could get past it. That relationship would be done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be I ain't gonna lie, man. Because men, we hurt a little different. When women do something to us, bro, it hurts. It cuts us way more deeper, bro.
Yeah.
It cuts us way more deeper. Totally agree. TV, commercial, and especially social media. Yeah, man. It's like, and that's why when I see certain parents, when I run across parents now that don't allow their kids to watch TV or like be on social media, all that, I applaud them because I'm like, you protecting them. You protect them while they, at least while they in your presence. Now, when they get other places, I don't know, because you can't be with them 24/7.
Well, that's
But
a
at
very
least they trying to protect them while they're in their presence.
yeah, that's a very thin line though, because I've seen that go both ways. Where you try to because you can hold somebody too tight, and then you let before you know it, they're gone. You can
No, I'm talking
monitor.
about small kids. I'm talking about like small kids.
Okay,
Like,
okay.
yeah, because kids are so impressionable when they're young, and they don't let them watch all that stuff.
Right, but it's even in the cartoons, doc. Doc.
They don't let them do like most of the ones that I know that don't let their kid. They had them doing like educational games and stuff. They doing like their playtime is educational games or play with their little toys or education games. They don't watch the TV and be on social media. None of that. They ain't walking around here with cell phones playing they mama them games. None of that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's I get it. Don't get me wrong, but oof. Anyway.
Anything a woman does, Craig, anything a woman does outside the house is strictly emotional driven and strategic. Either way, it's gonna hurt. But if I had to choose, I'd rather a woman go lay up with a man instead mess with a impersonator.
Man, crazy. Wow.
Patricia, as a woman, to have your spouse cheat with a female is one thing, but for him to cheat and leave me for a male, I'm telling you, it's gonna hit different. Patrice, that's what I'm saying. So it's gonna hurt if Monica leave me for another dude, it's gonna hurt. But it's gonna hurt even worse, man. She leave because I'm like, damn, boy, I'm like, you think your ego bruised. She left you for a woman? Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Ooh-wee.
It's crazy. It kind of remind you of this scripture in the Old Testament. When I forget the name of the character in the scripture, but she went out and became a harlot. She was a prostitute, and that particular character had to took him back. Took her back? What story is that in the Old Testament?
I don't know. I had zoned out for a minute. I was just thinking, man, I didn't we didn't have a flash.
That's crazy.
Man, boy, like just thinking about it, I'm like, man, I don't know how I could. It couldn't. Yeah, I couldn't. I don't know, bro. That's woo. What old girl said in the movie? Was you doing the bending or getting bent? Bro,
that's crazy.
Hey, bro, this gonna be part 2. This is gonna be a part 2.
Yeah,
because it's gonna be a part 2. This is gonna be a part 2. So I gotta get out of here. Because I got a meeting to go through. But check this out. Shout out to breast cancer awareness. I got my breast cancer shirt on today. Y'all see my breast cancer ribbon shirt, my pink. My kid represent breast cancer all month.
They gave me the character.
Yeah. Man, look, y'all get ready for tomorrow evening, bro. 2 Men and Half midweek service, our single panel. Man, we got about 6, 7, 8 women lined up. The moderator, she is ready. And me and Lavelle is ready for this color commentary. We are ready for this color commentary.
Are we doing wine this time? Are we doing stronger spirits? What are we doing?
You bring whatever you bring.
Okay.
If you decide we want stronger spirits, you bring stronger spirits. You decide we want wine, because I know last time we had the wine, and they were like, we could have did the shots.
Right. Because look, because they call it spirits for a reason. So I want to make sure that soon they come in, they go ahead and get a little something in them, so we can get the truth out of them.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Dating in 2024, bro. It's gonna be interesting, y'all. So anyway, I gotta get out of here. Come on, Lavelle, close it out, bro.
All right, Lord God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this time. We thank you for just being God and being God all by yourself. Thank you for waking us up this morning. Continue to touch us as we continue to do what you have called us to do. Touch Tony and his family, touch my family, touch all the viewers. Let this day be what you have it to be. And we actually do in your darling son Jesus' name, and we say amen.
Man, we'll see y'all in the morning.
Let me say this before we jump off. We don't because we got this stuff on several platforms now. We want to make sure we put this creed and this clause out there. We don't have anything against anybody homosexual. Just like Tony said earlier, I want to make sure we put that out there. because they will come for you. Like my
Yeah.
boy, my boy said, with 85 South, Carlos, he said they'll come outside and be waiting at you in the car. Keep that
Yeah.
same
Now
spirit, boy.
I don't have any qualms or anything against the LGBTQIA plus community. I don't have any, your truth is your truth, your life is your life. Let's just put that out there.
I want to make sure we put that clause at the dot because
Yeah.
now we don't need nobody coming for us.
Yep. All right, man. We'll see y'all in the morning, same bad time.
Same bad place.
2 men in a hat. Let's talk about it.
All right.